Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. In this video, we're going to be sewing Simplicity 8131. Here's the pattern right here. It's a great pattern. I love it. We're going to be doing view B. This is view B right here. I love it. If you do want to make sleeves, feel free to add your sleeves in. Just make sure that you have elastic to go around the casing at the end of the arm. I love it. It comes together really fast. I do want to caution you about the hem. When it's time to do the hem, it tells you to do a 5/8 of an inch basting stitch, and then press it, and then open that press out, and then fold in the raw edge, and then press it again to create a narrow hem. Don't skip out on that. You definitely need to do the basting stitch, and you definitely need to press. That's going to make going around the curve of it so much easier. So definitely make sure that you do that. I do love this pattern. I've made it again in view A with the sleeves. You'll see a photo of that at the end. The reason I'm showing it to you like that is because I haven't photographed this yet. So you won't see pictures of me in this top at the end of the video, only because I don't have anything in my closet to wear with it. I would like to make a high-waisted pencil skirt to wear with it. I think that'd be really pretty. Maybe in a navy, but I don't have one in my closet, so this is it. When I do photograph it, I'll be sure to let y'all know so y'all can check that out. But for now, I'm showing it to you like this, and then you'll see the red one at the end of the video. So yeah, once you're ready to sew, go ahead and get your pattern pieces cut out, cut your fabric out. If you're going to be using the sleeves, make sure you have your elastic, and we can get started. Alright everybody, so the first step to making our top is to put stay stitching around the neckline of our front and back. So make sure that you look at your diagram to look at the arrows of how they want you to put your stay stitching in, and then you can go ahead and put it around both neck edges, the front and back. The next step is on our front piece to put 2 rows of gathering stitches between our notches. So find your notches. Make sure that you adjust your setting on your machine to your longest stitch, which is, for me, it's a 5, but it could be different for yours. Just find your basting stitch. And then you're going to put 2 rows of basting stitches between your notches. So go ahead and do that on your front piece. Once you have your 2 rows, now you want to go ahead and pin your front to back at your shoulders. And then once you have it pinned, you want to then pull the gathers up so that they fit perfectly with your back piece, that your notches, they line up. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm adjusting my gathers so that they fit between so that it fits the back of the shirt. So go ahead and adjust your gathers so that they fit. Once you have it all pinned, you can go ahead and sew that down. Make sure you do it for both sides of your top. Once you have it all sewn down, the next thing for us to do is go ahead and finish off your edges and then press it toward the back of the top. Next, you want to go ahead and grab your tie, which is piece number 3, and you want to sew it down by the notched edge. So sew it on the ends, which is the center back seam. Once you have it sewn, press that seam out, and then you want to fold the tie right sides together. So now you can go ahead and pin it because we need to sew it across the bottom, and we're going to sew all the way down, and we're going to stop when we get to the large dot. You're going to leave the center of it open, and then you're going to start back sewing at the large dot all the way down to the end. Make sure you pivot at that corner and finish sewing there. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm sewing my tie, I'm pivoting at the corner, and I'm just continuing to sew it straight down. So go ahead and do your tie the exact same way. Once you have your tie done, first thing you want to do is press it. Once you have it pressed, then we're going to go ahead and pin those edges that we did not sew, those raw edges, together in the center of our tie, where the center back is, where we left that gap open. Pin those together like I'm doing here, because we have to put a basting stitch in that. So go ahead and pin your center back, that opening that we left open, pin it down so then we can put a basting stitch in it. So now I'm just adding my basting stitch to my tie, and you go ahead and do yours as well. The next step for us to do is to attach our tie to our top. So you want to go ahead and first find your notches on the tie and the top. You can match those up, and then once you have them matched up, go ahead and pin around the rest of your top. You definitely want to start off with your notches here, and then make sure that you line up the small dots. I hope that you transfer those, so they're super important right here. You need those so you can know where you're going to be stopping at with your stitch. So once you have it all pinned around, go ahead and put a basting stitch in it, and then we can put the top to the side for a second, and then you can go ahead and grab your piece 5 and 4. Once you have your piece 5 and 4, we're going to apply the interfacing into those. And once you have the interfacing applied, we can go ahead and pin those together at the side seams, find your notches on those. And then once you have them pinned, we can go ahead and sew those down. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sewing down those two interface pieces, piece 5 and 4. Next step, you need to go ahead and finish that edge of the neckband. I chose to finish mine with my serger. You could do a 1/4 of an inch hem. You could even do pick and shears to finish it. Finish it however you want to, or zigzag stitch, but just finish it. And then you want to grab your top again, flip those raw edges up where we have the tie and the top all connected. Make sure you flip your raw edges up, and now I'm just going to pin around the neck of our top. Once you have it all pinned around, you can go ahead and sew it around like I'm doing here. Once you have that all done, the next thing for us to do is to put, first you need to cut down the center of that just to the stitching of where the V-neck is, and then we're going to put understitching around the collar. Understitching, we're just going to be stitching the seam allowance to that facing. So go ahead and do that around the neck edge of your top. And again, you're only sewing the seam allowance to the facing. You're not sewing the top at all right now. Next thing to do is our hem, and we need to put that 5/8 of an inch basting stitch around the edge of our hem, so then we can press it up. And then once we press it up, we'll open that out, fold in that raw edge to create a narrow hem. So first, let's go ahead and put our basting stitch in. That's what I'm doing right now. So you go ahead and do the same thing to the front and back of your top. Once you have it all basted down, take it to your iron, press that down, and then, like I said, you're going to open it out, fold in that edge, and then fold it over because you want to create that narrow hem. So I have mine all folded over, and now I'm just going to move on to my machine and sew down my hem. Definitely make sure that you're taking your time while you're doing your hem. You don't want to rush through it, and you want to make sure that you get it looking nice and neat as best as you can, because it is a curve, so it is kind of tricky. But with the basting stitch and the pressing, it should have made it a little bit easier. It should look a little something like this when you're all done. The next thing you want to do is we're going to pin our sides together. So go ahead and put your front and back piece together on the sides, pin them down, and then we're going to start to close up our top. So right here, I'm just sewing down my sides. Make sure you do it to both of your pieces. This is right here where I'm going to start my armhole. However, if you're doing a sleeve, you can go ahead and move on to step 13 and start putting your sleeve in. Now for your armhole band, you want it to sew it together at the center, and then we're going to press it out and then fold it closed with the wrong sides together with the right side out. So go ahead and press that down. Then you want to take your top, find your notches, and start pinning at the notches and at the side seam, and then find your dots and line everything up like I'm doing here. Once you have it all pinned down, we can go ahead and sew it around. Once you have it all sewn down, the next step for the armhole is we're going to put understitching in, the same way we did for the neck edge. We're going to understitch. Once you have it understitched, then we're going to do a basting stitch along the inner edge of it, and then on the outside we'll just follow that basting stitch with a top stitch, and then your armhole will be done, and so will your top. It'll be all done. I really love this top and this pattern. It comes together really fast and I love it. This is my version of it in view A in an all red. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Blessings, everyone. Bye.